From whispering woods to pitch-black forests, trail cameras catch more than just deer and raccoons. Sometimes they snap moments that chill your bones and boggle your mind. This isn't your average wildlife footage. These clips make you question what's really lurking out there. In this video, let's dive into freaky trail cam sightings that will absolutely creep you out. Ghostly woman. It was just another day checking trail cams until Brandon Cottrell spotted her. A ghostly figure of a young woman appeared, partially translucent, standing so still. The real twist? A woman had vanished from that very area in the 1980s and was never found. Brandon swears he felt a presence that day, like someone or something was watching him. The hair-raising coincidence between the photo and the local legend makes this one of the most unsettling trail cam captures ever. Was it the missing girl's spirit, or just a really spooky case of mistaken shadows? And if spirits weren't enough to unsettle you, how about a glowing creature that simply shouldn't exist? Glowing bird captured in mid-flight. This bird wasn't ordinary, it glowed. The wings, the body, everything shimmered with an unnatural light, as if caught in a ghostly spotlight. But there were no lights nearby, no explanation. Was it bioluminescent, an insect illusion, or something not even remotely feathered? The photo left experts scratching their heads. Could it be a glitch, or did the trail cam just capture an animal that science hasn't identified yet? Whatever it was, the glowing figure floating across the frame felt more angelic, or alien. Speaking of animals behaving oddly, wait till you meet the deer that forgot how gravity works. Possessed deer. You expect deer to look graceful, peaceful. This one, possessed. The image shows it mid-handstand, on its forelegs, tail in the air like it's performing a horror yoga pose. Caught by Darren Cummings' trail cam, the deer appears frozen, body rigid and bizarrely aligned. No animal moves like that naturally. Some say it could be a weird leap or glitchy shutter speed. Others say, that's not a deer anymore. You look at it long enough and the vibes scream demonic forest creature. If this deer is practicing gymnastics, it's doing it on the devil's schedule. But maybe you'll prefer a less athletic horror, like a glowing visitor. Ghost or alien? Is it a ghost? Is it an alien? Why not both? This trail cam shot shows a bright, circular figure hovering like it fell out of a sci-fi movie. Christy Dalton captured it in the dead of the night, and no known creature matches the outline. The figure looks translucent, but radiates light, standing alone in the shadows like it owns the forest. Viewers argue over its identity: a glowing spirit, an interstellar tourist, or a really confused flashlight. Whatever it is, it definitely wasn't camera-friendly. And if that one flew too close to out there, the next clip brings horror right to the ground. The birds. If Alfred Hitchcock had a trail cam, this is what he'd capture. A swarm of blackbirds, mid-flap, caught by Dylan Matthews, gather ominously on the forest floor. The way their wings blur in motion, it's almost like they're in conversation. Plotting. It's spooky, coordinated, and way too intelligent looking for comfort. There's no carcass or food in sight, which raises a spooky question. Why are they there? In some cultures, a group of birds like this is a symbol of death. Others think it's a warning. Either way, it's not the kind of welcoming committee you want on a camping trip. And speaking of death symbols, this next sighting takes it literally. Headless deer. No tricks of the light, no clever angles, just a deer standing in perfect profile, without a head. Caught by Henry Masters, this image looks like something out of a dark fairy tale. The body is intact, alert, and calm, but the head is completely missing. There's no blood, no injury, just an absence. Some say it's a glitch. Others swear it's paranormal. Could it be a decapitated ghost deer, doomed to roam forever? The image sparks more questions than it answers, and none of them are comforting. And if you thought the headless was bad, wait till you see what is flying overhead. Unidentified flying object. A glowing white blob hovers just above the forest floor. It's neither mist nor moth, and it's definitely not a bird. Captured by Noble Bloomer, This shape appears mid-air with zero context. It's not shaped like any known animal, and it's giving strong UFO vibes. Some argue it could be a drone, but there were no sounds or lights nearby. Could this be a lost extraterrestrial scout zipping by for some forest recon? Or is it something even stranger? Trail cams don't lie, but they don't explain either. From the skies, we now descend into pure nightmare fuel, glowing eyes and all. Mutant bobcat. You've seen bobcats, but not like this. In this image from Launch Outdoors, the bobcat's eyes glow so brightly they seem to pierce through the soul. Its face is contorted, its posture unnatural, like it's mid-transformation. It doesn't help that the lighting casts a greenish hue over the animal. It looks like something that escaped from a radioactive lab and is not thrilled about being on camera. The longer you stare at the photo, the more wrong it feels. Like this creature knows it's being watched and is watching you back. But nothing screams haunted forest like our next figure, who's still clinging on. Ghostly figure on Tree Halloween. 2023 brought with it a spine-tingling snapshot from Kevin Boyer's trail cam. In the photo, a ghostly figure appears to be hugging or clinging to a tree. Pale, blurry, and human-shaped, the figure looks as if it's fading in and out of existence. No one was in the area, and the camera was motion-triggered. Could it be a trick of light through the branches? Maybe. But some say it resembles a spirit trying to anchor itself to the physical world. One thing's certain, this photo guarantees no peaceful forest walks for a while. Spirits lingering in trees are scary enough, but what happens when they step into the open? Our next sighting takes us to the deep woods of Washington State, where a ghostly figure didn't just haunt the background. It stood right in the middle of the forest, watching, waiting. Creepy woman. A trail cam in the deep woods of Washington State captured something terrifying. A woman, pale, hooded, and wearing what looks like a tattered gown, stood strangely in the middle of the forest. The timestamp reads August 30th, 2014, at 8:25 p.m. But here's the creepy part. No one knows who she is or why she was there. Some say she looks like a ghost, with her head tilted in an unnatural way, staring blankly at the ground. Others speculate a hoax or even a lost person. But ask yourself, if you saw this alone in the woods, would you wait to find out? If that unsettles you, just wait until you see what happens when a stranger appears in the dead of the night. Lone trespasser in bare lion country. Imagine reviewing your trail cam footage only to spot a lone figure wandering through the woods at 1:47 a.m. without a flashlight in freezing 31-degree weather. That's exactly what one trail cam captured deep in an area known for bears and mountain lions. The hooded figure, carrying a bag, moves calmly along the dark path as if completely unbothered by the dangers of the wild. No one in their right mind would be casually strolling here at that hour unless they had a reason. Who was this person? What were they doing? And more importantly, did they even belong to this world? But if this was just a ghostly trespasser, the next sighting is something far less human and much harder to explain. Unidentified figure in southern Ontario. A trail cam in southern Ontario captured something that defies explanation. A blurry humanoid shape appears to be floating or standing in front of the tree line, its form too large to be an insect, yet too indistinct to be clearly identified. The camera owner's mother spotted it first and, baffled, reached out for a better image, but so far, no answers have come. Some suggest it could be a trick of the light, while others speculate something else might be present in the trees. The real question, if it wasn't a bug or an animal, then what was watching from the shadows? And speaking of creatures that don't quite belong, our next image looks like something straight out of a horror movie, mid-werewolf transition. This trail cam shot captured something unnatural, an animal in motion, but its form seems off. Taken at 4:28 a.m. on September 22nd, 2024, the image shows a blurred, distorted canine-like figure, as if caught mid-shift between two forms. Some claim it's just motion blur, but others believe it resembles something out of folklore, a werewolf in transition. The way the limbs stretch unnaturally, the way the head blurs into something unrecognizable, it's enough to send chills down your spine. Was this just an unlucky coyote caught at the wrong moment? Or did this camera capture something not meant to be seen? That's it for the freakiest trail cam sightings ever caught on camera. From glowing creatures and ghostly figures to eerie trespassers and things that just shouldn't exist, these images prove one thing. We don't always know what's lurking in the dark. What do you think was the creepiest capture? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.